Our second team to go is Poland. They are one of the teams on 24 penalties from the first round, so a very high faulting competition. We don't see this too often. The first rider out for the Polish team is Alexandra Viplow. Alexandra rides Girl RV. Had 2 fences down in the first round. Alexandra was on the Europeans team for Poland in the junior category at those Youth European Championships last year in Vilamura. There she rode Casaleo Z, but here Girl RV is her ride. With Girl RV, she was 6th in a Grand Prix at Gola Minore very recently. This is an 11-year-old mare by Quality Time, and the dam sire is Verdi. She's going well so far. This is going to be an improvement on her first round performance. Ooh, tricky jump at the last. Tricky stride there for Alexandra. And Girl RV.
Alexandra Viplow and Girl 69.59.
Just within the time allowed, but just 1 fence down, so quite a good start for Poland.
28 penalty points.
The course design team here in Lamprechtshausen is Franz Madel and Hannes Fuchs, and they've certainly set a very difficult course. They have really set a challenge for these riders. In the first round of competition, we only had 2 clears. 1 rider for Great Britain. Their final competitor, Patrick Thurston, jumped clear with his young horse, but picked up 3 for time, so no clear for him. 2 clears only, 1 for Switzerland and 1 for Austria in that first round of competition. This rider, Cecilia Bossie, is another of the competitors to just drop the 1 pole in the first round. She rides Chicago du Tertre. And she's had a fence so far. In the first round, Italy picked up 24 to count. 2 4 faulting scores and a 16. This triple combination has caused plenty of problems. 2 uprights separated by 2 strides, then to the third element an oxer, just 1 stride away. Good few horses have had a hoof in the water jump as well to pick up penalties. And the final fence also proving problematic. It's 4 then for the first rider out for Italy.
Now we have 28 penalty points for the team Italy at the moment. Gate L now in the course. Dutch gelding by Zambesi Dien and Lauren Curran, Great Britain.
Well, Lauren Caroline of Great Britain is next on our list. Great Britain coming forward with 17. Germany, however, are on a score of 20, so I don't believe that that is correct. We should now have Naomi Himmelreich with Clenur. Germany are the team sitting just above Italy with their 20 penalties. They counted 2 4 faulting scores and a 12. But I will confirm that for you just in case there's been an amendment of scores. No, definitely a score.
Clear round for the team Great Britain.
But jumping out of order then for Great Britain. Lauren Caroline jumps clear.
Germany, Klinur, Oldenburger Geraldine Bancarino, and Naomi Himmelreich. Germany.
So just to update you, the scores from the first round have been amended. Patrick Thurston of Great Britain now is on 7. It did look like his horse had a hoof in the water jump that wasn't counted earlier, so now his score is amended from 3 to 7, which puts Great Britain on a total of 21, and therefore, yes, they sit behind Germany. So the next rider now in the ring is Naomi Himmelreich. She rides for Germany. She's the first rider. She had just one fence down in the first round, like many other competitors, as well as Lauren Caroline of Great Britain. That first clear in the second round going to her. Naomi Himmelreich, a fence down in the first round. Now she's having problems at the grey oxer. That is fence 9. But there have been problems all the way around this course, whether due to the related distances, the difficult striding in the combinations, or just at fences that are set on their own. Has a huge jump at fence 9 now. And the final part of the triple combination. She's going to pick up time penalties, but she comes now to fence 11, which is the water jump. A hoof in there. But clears the last. Naomi Himmelreich. Her score is 11 with the refusal and the fence down, and then the penalties for time. So 11 for the first rider out for Germany. Remember, Germany are on 20 from the first round, but they are our overall season standing leaders. They are the team at the top of the leaderboard, and they are the team that actually cannot be knocked off the top of the leaderboard, because they're the only country who've managed to send a junior team to every single leg of this Youth Nations Cup series so far. And so, with their very strong positions in the legs that we have already had, legs 1 to 4, Germany are at the top of the leaderboard. 2 second places and 2 third places for them. 2 fourth places. Belgium up next. Belgium's first rider is Louise Leenaerts. Louise rides Mabel van Het Molenhof. She had 1 fence down in the first round. Belgium sitting on a total of 18. '18 has them just behind Switzerland, who are on 16. This is a 10-year-old mare by Figaro C. And they come here fresh from their most recent international start, which gave them a win at Centaur Park in a 140 competition. She just has 2 fences left. We hardly had any clears in the first round. Could this be the second in the second round? Yes, it can. Great clear for Louise Leenaerts. 1 fence down in the first round, but a clear now in the second round.
Belgium still 18 points. Congratulations, Louise Leenaerts and Mabel van het Molenhof. And now the team Switzerland, Quiermont, Holstein gelding by Keenan Revell und Linus Hanselmann.
Now we turn to Switzerland. Switzerland were the first team out in our first round. And their first rider is Linus Hanselmann. For Switzerland, Linus rides Quiermont. Linus was on the silver medal winning junior team at the Europeans in Villamoura last year. That was with the horse Walk For Me, KZICH. Here though, this ride, Quiermont, has been jumping very well recently. They won a two-phase competition at Gorla Minore recently. And before that were on the third-placed Nations Cup team at Gorla Minore as well at that very same show. 2 wins and a third place for the team for them there. Very, very successful. In the first round they had 2 fences down. Could be another clear here. This time for Switzerland.
And the clear on.
Yeah, look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Well, this is quite a different story when you compare this second round to the first round already.
For Switzerland. And Switzerland takes the lead with 16
So we just have one of the first riders of the team left to go, our leaders, but already we have had 3 clears. Already more than in the whole of the first round. Totally different story. Timon Vos is next in with I've Got the Key. This is the first rider for our current competition leaders, the Netherlands. They counted just 3 four-faulting scores, discounted a score of 17, to finish with 12. They have a fence in hand over Switzerland, but they certainly won't want to use it. I've Got the Key is also the horse that Timon Vos took to the Europeans last year. It's on the 12th place team there. But Timon is certainly no stranger to riding for the country's team, for the Dutch team, grabbing the gold medal for the team at the 2019 championships at Zuidwald. Back then that was with Theo 149. Taking a very measured approach, I would say, to this course. Sadly drops the grey Oxer. It's quite a deceptive fence, but it comes off that quite tight turn back, and it's on the line heading down to the triple, so they could have an eye on there. That looked like a hoof in the water. Yes, it was. Within the time allowed, but 8 for Timon Vos. So if that is a counting score, the Netherlands would be on 20.
Switzerland with 16, Belgium with 18, Netherlands with 20, Poland, Italy 20.
But we don't know what will happen. It could all change. We have only had one rider for each team, and remember they can drop a score. It's the best 3 scores to count.
Now the second rider of each team.
So now we go to the second riders, and of course we turn back to Austria.
She was clear for
Austria
her team
are the team that are in 8th place. They came through from the first round with 29 penalties. But this rider, Sarah Messner, 17-year-old rider with Cloud over Berlin, she gave us one of the only 2 clears in the first round. Only 2 riders have the potential to jump a double clear here. Sarah Messner for Austria is one of them. It won't be a double clear, and a tricky moment there. She was almost tipped forward out of the saddle. It's going to count as a refusal, so the jump is rebuilt. Sarah Messner now tackles this very delicate upright again. It's tricky again, you know, the horse might have just lost a bit of confidence with that. And what a shame! That is such a turnaround. 2 refusals for Sarah Messner. She was clear in the first round, but she's now eliminated in the second round. Well, well, well. You just don't know what is going to happen in these Nations Cup competitions, certainly not in the Youth Nations Cup competitions as well. Iga Biegalska's now in for Poland. She rides Doravella. Doravella is the horse that she took to the European Championships on the junior team, helping Poland to their 10th place as a team. She also went to the championships at Ziedwald in 2019, 6th place for the team there. Her other ride that she has been campaigning recently is Caravaz, but Doravella is a 14-year-old mare now by Aravel 2. Jumped up to 145 height competitions. These fences, remember, are 140. Iga Biegalska has also jumped on the Nations Cup team previously. Triple combination causing problems again. Often when the riders have had one element down, they have another. Now she's getting some pace up. 63.5 was her time. It was very, very quick. So for Switzerland, who brought forward 16 penalties from the first round,
and so we have 40 penalty points for the team.
For Poland, Iga Biegalska gives us 12.
Nico Chico van de Badenborn by Diamante Semilia and Gloria Kurzula, Italy.
But as I was saying, Switzerland are on 16 and with a clear puts them in a very strong position, especially in the context of the Netherlands 8. Poland not a very way behind on 24. It's quite close. Italy are the team next in. Remember, they had 24 from the first round, and their first rider is Gloria Kurzola, who rides Nico Chico van der Padenboer. She had 4 fences down in the first round, contributing to Italy's score of 24. They have a 4 faulting score already. And so now that we have these second riders, we can see what scores they will at least count, if you like. We can see which ones will be the lower scores, which ones will definitely count. And therefore, if this is to be the Italian team's drop score, they will add at least 4 from this second round. They cannot finish with lower than 28 in this competition. A bit over the time allowed then, Gloria Kurzola, 18 is her total, 16 in the first round, 18 in the second round. Very, very difficult to call what the most influential part of this course is. Some riders have had the first fence, many riders have had the final fence. The triple and the double combination are proving very difficult. And that delicate black airy looking upright is also causing plenty of problems. Back to Great Britain now then, and Evie Marie Denton. Great Britain on 21. Remember that score of their final rider was amended up to 7. So 21 the total score for Great Britain. They do have the clear so far from their first rider. Evie Marie Denton is second out for Great Britain. Indigo is her ride. Absolutely skids into fence 9, takes her total up to 8 as it stands. Great Britain on 21. I'm sure you will remember the reactions to that round from Lauren Caroline earlier in this competition, but I am now just hearing that that score has now been amended to 4, so it's 4 for Great Britain so far. Evie Marie Denton, though, 2 fences where she has incurred penalties so far. Unfortunately, she didn't quite have the time she would have liked in the first round. She picked up 31 penalties there. Final fence goes as well. 23 is her total.
33 better points, including 7 for time.
So Great Britain will be looking to drop that score, but regardless they will count at least 4 from this round now, and so 25 will be their score, at least.
At the moment, 48 better points for the team Great Britain. Lacrosse now in the course, Bavarian gelding by Claude Kidam and Sebastian Arnold. Germany.
Germany up next. Sebastian Honold is their next rider. Germany's first rider, Naomi Himmelreich, picked up 11. And from the first round of competition, Germany are on a score of 20. Germany, of course, the season standings leaders. We would not have expected them to be in this position. It's another of the shocks from the first round. Sebastian Honold rattles that fence, but is lucky to keep it up. His horse here is Lacrosse 10. It's an 11-year-old gelding by Lord Quidam. Sebastian just taking on the international ride on this horse this year. They've jumped at Gorla Minore, and now they come here to Lamprechtshausen, but they're going very, very well. The time is excellent. Going to pick up penalties for the water. And at the last, well, that's very hard lines. That was a good round all the way round, but a hoof in the water and the final fence down gives Sebastian Honold 8. Germany then add at least 8 if they are to drop the score of 11, and so they cannot finish on a score of anything lower than 28. Back to Belgium now. Belgium's second rider out is Inez van Dijk. The first rider for Belgium, of course, was Louise Lennartz, posting that great clear round to kick things off for the Belgian team. They bring forward 18 from the first round. And Inez rides Caratina. She had 2 fences down in the first round, so that was the drop score for the Belgian team. She's a 16-year-old rider. She most recently took Caratina to Centaur Park. jumped in a few 140 classes there to some good results, including a 13th place. Caratina is a 17-year-old mare by Caratino, you may be able to tell from the name. Looking very good though, and now comes to the last. Oh, a fault at the water and the final fence again, almost a copy of our previous rider. Ines van Dijk on this lovely mare, picking up 8.
26 points at the moment for the team.
2 fences down per round
And
for
now
Ines
the
van
older
Dijk. We go now to
Bavarian
Switzerland.
Zaketa by Stanka Dole and Anna Siegmann.
Their
Team
second rider
Switzerland.
is Anna Siegmann. Anna rides PB Stagenta. This is the other rider, the only other rider to have jumped a clear in the first round. Remember, the other was Sarah Messner of Austria. So, Anna Siegmann could be the only rider to give us a double clear if she's able to jump clear again. Switzerland on 16. They already have 1 clear in this second round. That was from their first rider, Linus Hanselmann. Anna Siegmann, another rider who has competed at European Championships. She won't now be a double clear, but she could still keep Switzerland well in contention, certainly in the context of Germany's scores. They are very close behind, in these scores. Belgium very close behind Switzerland. Good to the last and good for time, but 8 is the total. Clear in the first round and 8 in the second round for Anna Siegmann.
Switzerland, and the team Switzerland with 24 points in the lead. Last to go, the second riders for the team Netherlands, Quint van het Maloset by Kieran de Ravel and René Haslecker, the Netherlands.
Well, now we go back to our leading team from the first round, the Netherlands. The Netherlands, they were pretty far down the overall season standings in 15th, but they're going very well here in this competition. Netherlands were 12th at the European Championships in the junior category. And this is the team's their second appearance in the Junior Nations Cup Series this season. Big shot to the triple bar. René Hazelegger is the second rider for the Netherlands with Quint VH Marlow Z. Hers was the drop score in the first round, a score of 17. This horse is a 12-year-old stallion by Quidam de Ravel. But the horse has previously been ridden by the likes of Charlotte Bettendorf, by Max Routledge of Great Britain, Lorenzo Bertolucci of Italy. Splash at the Water gets them 4 as well. But good to the last, it's 8 for René Hazelegger. So, that really does shake things up. The Netherlands now have 2 8-vaulting rounds. They will have to count one of them. If they drop one, and their other 2 riders jump clear, the Netherlands will be on a score of 20. If Switzerland drop their score of 8, but count them clear, they'll be on 16.
And now the team Austria, the third rider.
We did say it was very, very close after the first round of competition, and things are getting shaken up already. We have just concluded the second riders of the teams in this second round of competition. If you are just joining us, the Netherlands were in the lead after the first round, but they've had 2 competitors go and 2 competitors picking up 8 faults apiece. So the leaderboard is getting shaken up already. Our next starter here is Annika Neuhofer. Annika rides Dawn Rose. This is a score that has to count for Austria. She's the third rider for the Austrian team. She had 3 fences down in the first round. And fence 4 falls. It's very difficult for them to gauge fences like that. Sometimes a more solidly built fence is easier for the horses to get their eye on. But she's finding Dawn Rose quite strong here by the looks of it as well. A fence down so far. Austria have a 13 faulting round and an elimination, unfortunately, so far in this second round. So this is a score that has to count. We're now up to 16. It's going to be very costly for the Austrian team. Fault at the water. And at the last as well, 24 for Annika Neuhofer of Austria. Well, 12 in the first round and 24 in the second round for her. Austria will add at least 37 in this second round alone. What a shame for the home nation. Back to Poland now. Poland, of course, in that first round brought forward 24 penalties. And their third rider here is Eliza Zawadska. Eliza's having a tricky moment at the first fence. A refusal there. She had 3 fences in the first round. She rides Quaido. Good the second time. She's been jumping this horse in a number of 2- and 3-star competitions. But with that refusal, she will certainly pick up time penalties as well. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. A second refusal unfortunately results in elimination for the third rider for Poland, Eliza Zawadska. Poland will add then at least 16 from their 2 riders who have gone already because the elimination will not count. Puts Poland on 40 as it stands, with a rider still to go. Now we go back to Italy. The third rider for the Italian team is David Vitale. Italy had 24 in the first round. They were on a level pegging with Poland. So far here, they've had a 4 faulting round and an 18 faulting round. David just dropped 1 pole in the first round. Something similar would be very helpful here. Things are absolutely changing by the minute. Italy 4th in the overall season standings. A good result here could really see them leapfrogging some of their closest rivals. As I say, a fence down, so if you could keep clear, Italy would end up on 28 so far. They could really do with dropping the score of 18. Rencum Delaware David Vitale's mount is 15 years old by Rencum Jack Dane. Horse has jumped up to 150, previously ridden by Christian Caligaris of Italy. Bit of a cat leap to the last, but he's inside the time allowed and a carefully ridden round. from David Vitale is just what Italy needed.
Italy still with 46 penalty points.
Gives us another clear. Well, we haven't had many clears. We have not had many clears at all. David Vitale gives us the latest. Back to Great Britain. Great Britain could do with dropping the score of 23. That was from their most recent rider, Evie Marie Denton. Now their third rider out is Phoebe Farman. Phoebe here rides Diara Sue. And she picked up 10 penalties in the first round. Great Britain on a score of 21 from that first round. Oh, she's had a pull there. Puts Great Britain up to 29. They already have a 4 faulting and remember that 23 faulting round from this second round. Phoebe Farman's 16 years old. Picked up a bronze medal for the team at the 2019 Zuidwald European Championships with the horse Calais. Diarasu is by Diarado. Ooh, lucky to the last. She's a bit over the time allowed, so 10 again is her total. 10 in the first round and 10 in the second round. So if Great Britain are able to drop the score of 23, they'll add 14 and currently be on 35.
Clayton, Holsteiner gelding by Clearway and Mika Roth, Team Germany.
Well, the leaderboard is absolutely changing by the minute, changing with every single rider that comes into this competition. Only 3 riders have jumped clear in this second round and only 2 jumped clear in the first round in total, so that just shows you how difficult this course is. The next rider to tackle it, though, is for Germany. That nation who have gone so well in these youth competitions so far this season. Their third rider is Mika Roth, riding Clayton 36. Mika has a silver medal with the team, the German team from the Zuidwald Europeans, and a gold medal with the German team from the Fontainebleau Europeans. The grey ox are proving problematic again. Clayton 36 is a 15-year-old gelding by Clearway. Competed by Mika in Zdrujovice recently. And a little over the time allowed as well. 6 is the total for the German competitor. 13 was Mika Roth's score in the first round, 6 now in the second round. Puts Germany on a score of at least 14 in the second round. That would have them on 34 when you add that to their score of 20 from the first round. Which incidentally would have them 1 penalty ahead of Great Britain, if that is the final score. But it's still not all decided. We still have another rider to come for those teams. Rick Nauta is in now for Belgium. Belgium are looking pretty strong in this second round, though. Rick Nauta had 2 fences down in the first round, riding Noisette van der Kuleshagen. Belgium brought forward 18 from the first round. a 4, an 8 and a 6 counting. So far in this second round they have a clear round and an 8 vaulting round. The clear round was from Louise Lennartz. Rick Nauta, though, 2 fences down so far. Again, that changes things quite dramatically. And the last as well. 12 then for the Belgian team. Now if that is the score that they can drop, they will finish on 26, adding 8 to their score, 18. But it most certainly is not over yet. We still have 2 teams yet to bring their third riders forward. The first of those is Switzerland. And if you have been following these young rider competitions, I'm sure you will recognise the name Lou Puck, third rider for Switzerland. 15 years old, one of the younger riders in this competition. Lou rode at the Europeans in Villamora to a 12th place for the team and 5th individually. Two fences down so far. Lou Puck's 5th place at the Europeans, of course, was in the children's category with this very horse. 12 down. She had 2 down in the first round. Oh, and a tricky jump at the last as well. 16. 16 for Lou Puck, top 5 in the children's category at the European Championships, but now 16 for this experience combination.
Of 64.93 seconds. 40 very points at the moment for Switzerland.
Switzerland then will finish on at least 24.
And you
can see just why I'm saying that these scores are changing constantly. Jorinde Dolphine is next in for the Netherlands. The Netherlands, of course, were our leaders after the first round. They're still in a quite strong position. They will be on at least 20 though, 12 from the first round. And this rider, Jorinde Dolphine, riding Justique, dropped 1 pole in the first round, drops another here now. That puts the Netherlands on at least 24. That's the same as the kind of at least score for Switzerland, who were just behind them. It's 8 though. It's all going to go down to the final riders. Without overcomplicating things, if the final rider for Switzerland can jump clear, they'll finish ahead of the Netherlands. Jorinde Dolphine clears the last within the time allowed to post 8 for the Netherlands. Well, it is absolutely neck and neck. All of these placings have been totally shaken up and they're just changing constantly. The results are changing by the minute. In this second round, we still only have 3 clears. We've had 2 eliminations, and we've had some pretty costly rounds that have really shaken up the leaderboard. But now we turn to the final riders. 4 riders per team, and now these are those 4 riders. The first of those is for Austria. Austria in 8th place after the first round. Lisa Marie Arvai rounds things out for the home team with Chakili Z. Again, she's ridden at European Championships She's ridden on Nations Cup teams, on the Junior Nations Cup team at Gorla Minore this season with this horse for a 4th place. Her teammate Sarah Messner was unfortunately eliminated, so this score has to count. She's looking good so far. She picked up 17 in the first round though. Jackie Z is a 9-year-old gelding by Chaco Blue. Damsire Cardento. Good through the triple. She almost looked pretty relieved to have got through there, but just 2 fences left for Lisa Marie Arvai. Huge jump at the water. It's tight for time. Clears the last. It's clear for jumping. Clear for jumping for Lisa Marie Arvai, but she's a bit out of the time allowed, so 2 to add.
Closed the Nations Cup over 2 rounds with 68 penalty points.
In this second round then,
Rocky,
Austria will add 39 to their total. They add that to the 29 from the first round, and so they finish on 68 penalties. Gives you an idea as to what kind of competition we've got going here. Clara Koizel is next in. She's the final rider for Poland. First fence down. Clara had 2 fences down in the first round. This has to be a counting score, as sadly her teammate Eliza Zawadska was eliminated. This horse, Rocky, though, is one that she'd certainly count on. He's been to 2 European Championships with her in 2018 and 2019. But every penalty she picks up in this round will add to the Polish team's score. They had 24 in the first round. Poland are 7th in the season standings. They came second at leg 3. That was their best result so far. Final fence falls as well for Clara Koizel.
The last one
16.
for Poland, Clara Koizel and Rocky, 16 penalty points, and the team
So they add
Poland
32 from
rounds
this
with 56
second round of competition.
penalty
They add
points.
that to their score of 24
Team
from the
Italy,
first round,
Dakota
gives
van
Poland as a
Schippershof,
team
the
56.
Belgium
They'll stay ahead of Austria though.
Martina Scherinzi,
Austria will
Italy.
take 8th, bar some very hefty scores from other teams, and Poland will finish on 56. Italy up next. The final rider for Italy is Martina Scherinzi. She rides Dakota van Schuttershoff.
Letztes Hindernis bitte aufbauen. Last obstacle.
Italy were on 24 from the first round. Have a 4, an 18 and a 0 so far in this second round. One of the only teams to have a clear round on their score sheet. Dakota van Schuttershoff, 13-year-old mare by Ustinov. And her dam sire is Kashmir van Schuttershoff. Clips a fence. As soon as they get a deep one in the middle of the triple, it's just impossible for them to get the height there. You know, sometimes they go for a deep shot, aiming for the height, but the distance is just quite short in there. Just within the time allowed, 8 is the score. So Italy will discount the score of 18 in this second round. They'll add 12 in this round. They add that to their score of 24 in the first round and complete on 36. keeps Italy ahead of Austria and
8 penalty
Poland,
points
so
for
they'll
Matthias
be at
Kiering,
worst
the
sixth.
daughter van Schrittershoff for the Team Italy. And the Team Italy closed the Nations Cup over 2 rounds with 36 penalty points and take the lead. Chaplin Deleu and
Patrick Thurston is the final rider in for
Britain.
Great Britain. He picked up 7 penalties in the end in the first round, 4 for jumping and 3 for time. Great Britain were on 21 in the first round. They have a 4, a 23 and a 10 once more in the second round so far. Chaplin Deleu is the 7-year-old horse, the youngest in the field. Patrick Thurston making his debut on the Nations Cup circuit. Ooh, a refusal there. Great Britain would love to discount the score of 23, but let's see. Yeah, good at the second time. It's a great education for a horse of this age here, to be jumping this 1 metre 40 Nations Cup track. It's certainly been technical. He's great through the combinations though. He's going to pick up time penalties, but 2 fences left. Good to the last, and the score is 14 for Patrick Thurston. So Great Britain will indeed drop the score of 23. They'll count a 4, a 10 and a 14 in this second round. It gives them 28. They add that to their score of 21 in the first round, and so Great Britain finish with 49. Drops them behind Italy. Great Britain now in 6th. Italy taking the 5th spot at the moment. The season standing leaders, though, are next in. Their final rider is Eva Kunkel. Eva's such an experienced competitor in these youth competitions. She competed on the German team in the pony category at the second leg. She also went to the Pony European Championships last year for a team 7th and individual 7th with Katniss 8. That's her pony that she competes. Here she's riding DSP Anne Pauikapi. She just dropped 1 pole in the first round. Germany carrying forward 20 from the first round. It's not what we've come to expect from these solid German teams. They've gone so well so far in the Youth Nations Cup season this year. But Eva Kunkel is on 8. Super carefully ridden through the triple. She knows how influential that fence has been. Steadies and picks up some time with that as well. 10 is her total. Hers will be a counting score. Germany will drop the 11, and so they'll count 24 from this second round. An 8, a 6 and a 10 gives them 44 in total. Again, drops Germany behind Italy.
Prize-giving ceremony without horse in the show tent. Prize-giving ceremony without horse in the show tent.
Italy go into 4th. They are climbing and climbing the rankings. We have 3 teams left to finish. The first is Belgium. They arrived in the second round of competition with 18 penalties. Leon Brutzart is their final rider. Corleone Tour Vidal is his ride. He contributed 6 to that score of 18 in the first round. Belgium have a clear, an 8 and a 12 so far in the second round. They'd love to drop the 12. The lowest score we have so far is 36. If Leon Brutzart can drop fewer than 3 fences, he'll keep Belgium ahead of Italy. Corleone Tour Vidal is a 10-year-old stallion by My Lord Carthago. He just has these 2 fences left. He's going well. Belgium will stay ahead of Italy. Oh, great to the last. He's a little over the time allowed, but he's done. He has kept Belgium on the podium. 12 is the score that Belgium will drop. They'll count 8 and 2 and a clear from this second round. That's 10 in the second round. They add that to 18 from the first round and finish on 28. So that secures Belgium's spot on the podium. They will be no worse than third. Well, these final 2 teams are absolutely battling it out. Alaia Lorino brings forward Imposant STR for Switzerland. They were second after the first round. Switzerland bringing forward 16 penalties. Alaia Lorino contributed 8 penalties to that. So far they have a clear. Ooh. Tough fault there. A clear, an 8 and a 16. They could do with dropping the 16, but as it stands, even if they drop the score of 16, oh my goodness! Alaia Lorino has a refusal. So now, even if she only adds this 12, that'll put Switzerland on 36. They'll go behind Belgium. They'll go level with Italy as well. 16. This is expensive. Going to be very expensive for time as well. So this is going to be the drop score for the Swiss team now. Having said that, they already have a score of 16 on their sheet. Conditions becoming quite difficult here. Oh, what a shame. The rain is setting in again. We had this yesterday afternoon as well. Just rain setting in Austria. Unfortunately, the final rider for Switzerland, Alaia Lorino, is eliminated. That means that Switzerland will add 24 for the second round. They add that to their score of 16. They finish on 40. 40 penalties drops them behind Belgium and Italy. It means that Belgium will be at least second. Italy will be at least third. Those 2 teams absolutely climbing in this competition. Well, our final competitor is for the Netherlands. The Netherlands, who came forward to this second round in the lead. They picked up 12 in the first round. They have 3 8-faulting scores in the second round. If Jerzy Kuipers, their final rider, can jump clear, the Netherlands will go on to 28 penalties. That'll be level with Belgium and we will have a jump off for first place. But no, that is not going to be the result. Jerzy Kuipers now drops a pole. The Netherlands are now on 32. They've dropped into second place. Belgium have taken the win. Belgium now at the top of the leaderboard. Jersey Coopers just comes to the last to hold on to second place. Yes, second place now for the Netherlands. It's 5 for their final rider. They'll drop one of the scores of 8. They'll count 8, 8 and 5 in the second round for 21. They add that to 12. Finish on 33. And therefore Belgium, who were third after the first round, now win this competition. What a turnaround. What a change of fortune for these teams. This has been an absolutely unprecedented competition. Quite incredible. We see Belgium take the win. 2 jumping clear rounds, but 1 picking up time penalties for Belgium, giving them 10 in this second round of competition. They finish as a team on 28, climbing from third after the first round to win this competition. The Netherlands take second. They were